Estás viendo Canal América, televisión dominicana para el mundo.
A Time for True Show is sponsored by the Office of Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, a periodontal, dental implant and laser specialist in New York City, for over 40 years. Dr. Fialkoff was honored by the International College of Dentists and Pierre Fauchard, and received the Presidential Lifetime Humanitarian Honor from the White House. Call us at 718-229-3838.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard, you don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart, yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your fears.
Welcome to A Time for True show. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Fialkoff, and it's a pleasure to have you back with us again today on this segment. And tonight, we have a really special segment and someone who's coming to us all the way from Chicago. He made the time to be with us. And some people are calling him the Michael Jordan of skating. He's really unbelievable. His name is Darius Sanders from Chicago. And, you know, there's so much I could say about this young man. Well, let's get started. And it's got to do with how to change our society. Not only how to do well for oneself with one's dream, but how to take that dream and then help others with it. And that's why we have a very special guest tonight, because he's a very, very, very philanthropic, humanitarian human being. Buddha, if you put his pictures up on the screen, I want to talk about Darius a little bit, who has been skating since he's been 6 years of age. And there you see him now. He's won over 100 skating medals. And there you see his book that he's co-authored. Sanders says his biggest moment thus far when he and his skating partner, Samantha, made it all the way to the 2018 Artistic Skating World Championships. He's enrolled in Moraine Valley College and founded the Darius Sanders Experience, Stay Focused, Stay Balanced campaign, using skating as a resource to encourage and build awareness surrounding bullying. There you see him with Jesse Jackson, and you know, he's really done so many things. He's a young man. He's going to do a lot for our world. And I want to play a video for you because really words don't do enough justice. There you see him with his friends and family, you know, with another book. And let's show another picture, Buddha, that you have there, because he's got a few. There you see with his skating photo. Another one, please. He has a very nice. There you see him again with his skates on. Next video. Next video. There we go, receiving one of his 100 medals again. Next one. And there you see him doing something I think is unbelievable, because he's on rollerblades, skates, and he's got this woman up above him. Amazing. And there you see him with his partner dancing away a storm. So let's put on the video, Buddha, and show our viewers about Darius's accomplishments. Here we go. Let's play the video.
number 4 in the world. Please welcome to the court Chicago's very own Darius Sanders and Samantha Cruza.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices of night divine, oh, night when he was born, oh, night.
And you know what? It's so beautiful. And what's so amazing is how graceful and fluid he is and his partner is. They both are amazing. So Buddha, let's bring up live Darius Sanders up on the screen. I wanted to bid a warm welcome to Darius Sanders to A Time for Truth show. Here you go.
How you guys doing? I'm Darius Sanders.
A pleasure to have you. You know, I was concerned. You know, there's a saying, when something is very good, all kinds of things will happen. So, you know, it's already happened, but that's good. That means what we're going to do tonight is very important.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So let's get right to it. Let me ask you a question. You're unbelievable. How did you start with skating?
I started skating when I was 6 years old. My mom, she used to compete in artistic roller skating, so I used to go to practice with her. She was actually a national champion in roller skating as well, in a different event. But I used to go with her on weekends and practice, and one day I went with her. My coach put me on a pair of skates, and ever since then I've been skating.
Beautiful. Well, you know what? We're going to give her some promotion. What's her name?
My partner?
No, your mother.
My mother, her name is Cassandra Reed.
Cassandra Reed.
Yes.
Okay, and she was a national champion.
Yes, she was.
Wow.
In an event called Dance.
In dance. Okay, well, we're going to give her a round of applause, man, because
oh, thank you.
always got to acknowledge the woman in your life, you know. And I'm sure
Definitely.
your mother has that very special role. I got my wife, my mother, and that's something I've learned over years. You know, you got to keep our woman happy. And so we got to acknowledge. They work very hard.
Yeah.
They work very hard to keep us on the straight and narrow. So, you know, but, you know, it makes sense to me that his mom would also be a national champion because, as it said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And, you know, it's very interesting because in my own life, my parents were in the health field. I turned out to be a 40-year surgeon. And so, you know, but my parents had a lot to do with that. Here he's back again. So, you know, I started to ask you something and then we lost you. But how does it feel to be a world-class skater?
It's a huge honor to be a world-class skater. You know, world-class is like the highest level in artistic roller skating. So being able to be up there, one of the...
So, you know, I actually heard about him through a friend of mine who runs a program called Books Over Balls, Brother Reverend Fellows, who, you know, told me all about him. And Reverend is running a program in Chicago against drugs. And he's actually got a program with notepads where Reverend Fellows is actually getting notepads into the community in Chicago, where Darius is, and he's helping those youngsters to get a good education. And those notepads put out by Public Wireless are going to have Drug-Free World education program on them, so that when our youth use their notepads, they will be educated on the truth about the consequences of drugs, the destructive effects, and to prevent their addiction. Because something very important statistic to relate is that if we actually get to our youth before 21 years of age, then what occurs is that it's very unlikely that they will ever take a drug again the rest of their life. And so here we are, we're back with Darius. So I wanted to ask you a question. What do you feel?
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You know, we're just going to go forward. So what do you feel are the keys? Because, I mean, I look at you on the video and I go, this guy makes it look like he's just tossing up a marshmallow or something. But I know it takes a lot of athletic prowess. So what do you feel?
Yeah.
What do you feel is your key to your success? I mean, I know you're going to say it's easy, whatever, but how do you get to that point that you've gotten to?
What you gotta do is you gotta stay focused and stay balanced on like your goals, and really be determined, because this sport is very hard, just like any other sport. So how like ice skating and basketball, learning how to dribble the ball and the technique of shooting and when to pass, when not to pass. The same with roller skating, just figuring out the technique. It's a lot of strength in your legs, so you really gotta work out pretty hard and try the best you can to get the jumps and the spins. It's all about timing and stamina as well. We're doing routines that's like 2 minutes and sometimes 4.5 minutes long. So it's a lot of determination and hard work. But once you get there, you want to keep that motivation, determination steady, and keep believing in yourself. It does get hard. You do get bumps and bruises on the way, but at the end, it's all worth it.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to ask you, when you say your legs, do you do that with squats at the gym, or what kind of exercises do you do? I know a lot of people would want to know.
We do a lot of squats and jumping over like boxes and stuff. The squats help with like your landings on the jumps, and then the jumping on the box helps your height. So you want to get as much height as you can when you're rotating 2-3 times in the air. So you want to jump as high as you can, make sure you get enough time to rotate 3 times, and then be able to land as well. So it's a lot of squats and jumping on boxes.
Okay. I'm curious, how much weight do you use when you do your squats?
Squats, I use like 40 pounds for squats.
We do a lot of repetition?
Yeah, so I do about, for the squats, I do like at least 15 with 40 pounds, at least 3 times. And then I take like a minute rest between each one. And then I do like at least 10-15 box jumps, at least 3 times. And then I take a minute rest in between each one.
Okay. I love exercise. So I go to LA Fitness, and when I'm on the Stairmaster, in front of me is where all the guys are with the bars and all this stuff, doing the twirls and the boxes. I'm always amazed when they put like 3 boxes and they right here and they go boom. And so that's what you do.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, that's what motivates me while I'm running. I see these guys popping up, and amazing. It's an amazing ability to spring up in the air. So,
thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Let me ask you a question. Here you are with a sport, and you're so busy. What inspired you to start your group, the Darius Sanders Experience?
What started me to get into that was my parents, and then, trying to get people to really go through like my journey and my experience of what it really feels like to be an artistic roller skater. Sometimes a lot of people just see us go out there and perform, but they don't really see like the behind the scenes. So I really want to get them into like what I have to do on an everyday basis So like how many days I'll go to practice and how many hours I'll work, and then how many routines and jumps. Just really get them into the experience and then the journey of winning the gold medal.
Interesting. And I heard that actually with your group that Disney is becoming interested in what you're doing. Is that true?
Disney, yes, they are being interested. I'm on a show called Saturdays. It's a Disney Channel new series. It's on Disney right now. You go on Disney Plus, you see the other 6 episodes, but the first 2 episodes are on Disney Channel. They're constantly replaying it, and then 2 more episodes come out each week, and I'm on episode 2 and 3. So yeah.
Very, very nice. How does it feel to be involved in that at this point?
Oh, it's a dream come true. I grew up watching Disney Channel when I was little, and being able to get the experience and the honor and the privilege to be on that show was huge. And being able to put roller skating out there for the whole world to see it, and because a lot of people don't really see roller skating, don't really know much about it. So being able to make a show around it, and then seeing the different talents that's on the show, and getting people motivated to want to get on the skate floor and skate is huge.
That's beautiful. I wanted to tell you something. I run a program called Drug Free World, and I run the Americas chapter of it. And within our group, we have a lot of different athletes, and one of them happens to be, Paul Williams, who was a two-time national champion in inner city handball. And so he started a group. Okay. Yeah, he started a group, exactly, inner city handball. And it's interesting because he has the same kind of like philosophy as you. He wants to get his sport out to people because they don't realize that there's other sports besides basketball, besides football, baseball. So what's your feeling about that with skating? Is that what you're trying to do also, or?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm trying to do as well. Because, it's a lot of hidden sports besides our artistic roller skating. It's other sports, a lot of people don't really know about or don't really see as an actual sport. So being able to do something different and really trying to get people to get more involved in and really get them to really look into the sports is really huge. So that's what I'm really trying to work hard for is, get roller skating out there just like how ice skating is, be televised, and hopefully to be in the Olympics as well.
One of the things that I know he's doing is he's working on anti-bullying, that he's felt that, through our cities and really in our country, unfortunately, there's a lot of bullying. And it's not just physical bullying. You can look at all the social media, and there's also a psychological component, emotional component to the bullying. Because, I remember being in high school, and it's not an easy time. You're going through a lot of changes, and, a lot of physical changes, a lot of hormonal changes, societal changes. And so it's a time where it's very easy for a person to actually lose their way. In fact, a young teenager recently in New Jersey, close by here, actually she committed suicide because she developed not physical bullying, but actually psychological bullying, and a lot of, talk within their social media between the youngsters and the youth in that area. And she was so stressed out that unfortunately she committed suicide. And so I really laud what he's doing, because, what leads to a lot of the suicides is someone feeling horrible, feeling like really not really confident in themselves, not good about themselves. And, the fact that he's doing that is so important in today's climate, so that person realizes that, hey, you know what? I should treat that other person like I would want to be treated. And, I guess the best example that I really always look at is you look at someone who was so strong, who was an unbelievable heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson. And you saw him, and then you saw him at the end of his career, and you saw how he had to experience what he had gone and done to others, but that he learned from it. And I think that, I laud him for having learned from what he went through, and to see how to take his experience and help others not to have the same problem. In other words, that to learn not to repeat the same mistakes. And so I think what Darius is doing is fantastic. It looks like for some reason his connection is not working that well, but let's actually put a video that we have on him, Buddha, at the national, actually the international, the World Championships. And we have a video of he and his partner, Samantha, at the International World Championships.
Yeah.
I was telling everybody pretty much about your bowling group, and I gave him a little story about Mike Tyson and how he had to experience what he went through and how he's learned and changed, and how it's such a positive thing to take what you've gone through and improve the environment, what you're doing. So let me ask you a question. What would you like to see happen in our world?
I would like to see just people stop bullying each other. You know, it's a lot of things that's going on, especially on the news that you hear every day. You really hear anything good now, and it's always something negative going on. And, you know, it's just a really bad atmosphere that's going on around the world. We kind of want to stop that and just come together, just stop bullying each other, just really help each other out, because it's too much that's happening. We don't want to keep, you know, dividing each other and, you know, hating on each other. So, because I had a friend in high school who was bullied, and, you know, I tried my best to, you know, keep him, can't think of the word, but he was just bullied often a lot, and, you know, I tried my best to keep him, you know, happy and, you know, make sure he's safe and know that I have his back. So seeing that, it just made me really want to get more involved into bullying. That's why I have an anti-bullying campaign. I really want to get people to see, like, you know, it's too much going on. We just need to come together as one and just help each other out and love one another.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I congratulate you on that. And, you know,
Thank
I
you.
look forward. Oh, you're welcome. I look forward, you know, working together. And, you know, if you'd like, you can incorporate the Drug-Free World program within your bullying campaign. And we'll get you.
Okay.
Absolutely. We'll get you brochures out there that you can use. And, you know,
Definitely.
because the bullying and the drugs go together, you know?
Yes, they do.
And, you know, one of the other things we do with the Drug-Free World, we run different sporting, like, venues. So, like we have with the Globetrotter, Bobby Hunter, we do basketball and Drug-Free World. So maybe we can do something with skating at some arena where we do skating and Drug-Free World, you know?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I got to tell you, it's really great to see someone of your age, because you have a whole lifetime ahead of you. So, you know, I wish you much success, you know, that you continue with that great, like you have a good head on your shoulders. I can see your parents have done an unbelievable job. You got a great family. So, you know what? Spread the word.
Yes, I will. Thank you. I really appreciate being a part of this show. Sorry about the internet. You know, it's really bad out here.
You know what, Darius, man? I have learned when something is very good, all kinds of things happen. So you know what? That shows you that what we're doing is really important for the world.
Yes, definitely.
And, you know, I want to wish you much success at the World Championships, and that you come out with the gold medal when you're going around with her up in here, you know, and
Sorry. Thank you.
and you know what?
Very much.
We'll have you back on the show after you win the gold. And you know, thank you for taking the time tonight.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for letting me be on your show.
It's a pleasure. And for those of you watching, let's take the example of Darius Sanders. Let's take what we're doing. Let's take our success and bring it out to others. Let's not just be selfish and keep it to ourselves. Let's help the community, because we live in a community. And if the community is doing well, like Darius says, let's work together and let's make the whole community a better place to be. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next episode of A Time for Truth show.
This show was sponsored by A Time for Truth Foundation Incorporated as a community service.
Sometimes life can be so damn hard. You don't know where to go. Everything keeps falling apart. Yeah. You try to do your best, but only God knows that you've given everything you've got, but the world takes you down. You just keep moving on. Let your feet